what is Propel? If you're explaining it to the uninitiated.
Propel helps people who have low income in the United States to manage their government benefits and money. We're a technology company that builds a free smartphone app called Providers that helps people to know exactly how much they have left on their EBT cards. EBT is a government benefit that's state administered. It's a debit card that state governments issue that has a variety of different program payments on it, but the most common of them is the food stamp program, which is officially known as SNAP. So there are about 40 million Americans each month who receive a SNAP benefit on an EBT card. It gets direct deposited onto the card once a month. And when I started Propel back in 2014, one of the things I learned is that most people call the 1-800 number on the back of the card to check their balance, and that there didn't exist a much better way for someone to know how much they had left on their card. So our product, our first product at least, was really kind of like a mobile banking app, but for the EBT card. So replace the 1-800 number with a free app that lets you see your balance and your transaction history, that takes some of the things that have been de-risked in fintech and in consumer software and sort of applies it to the food stamp program and to the ways that people use the social safety net.
What do you want your future and current members or users or clients to feel about Propel? Is it trust, or is it excitement? Is it, how do you, is it like a little, is it more of a parent, or is it more of an agnostic tool? Like, are you going to have people that they can talk to? Or are you always going to stay technology? Like, what do you want that relationship to be as you mature into that vision?
The fundamental thing that we want to offer people who use our products is breathing room. It's this feeling like everything's going to be okay. It's the feeling like I know the information. I know how the things are changing. I know when my next paycheck is coming. It's the feeling of certainty about money. And that in a lot of our research and our conversations with our user base, that is was one of the core stressors of being low income in this country, is just you're surrounded by uncertainty left and right. Yeah. Uncertainty of when your deposit's going to arrive, uncertainty of how much the electricity bill is going to be, uncertainty about where inflation is going to drive grocery prices to. And that, for someone whose margins are really small, having more financial certainty is what helps you understand whether you're going to make it through the month every month or not. And so we want to build an app that creates more financial certainty for our users so that they can take a breath. They can feel like they've got the space to relax. They can feel like they've got the space to provide for their families, and that they can do it all while maintaining a sense of pride. That's the other side of the reality of poverty in the United States, is that it is a day-to-day experience of putting aside your own personal pride to make ends meet. Mm-hmm. And that our users often navigate these really tough personal choices about, do I go stand in this government office for 2 hours, or do I go without food for the next day? Like, well, this is not a great choice, but I guess I'll put aside my pride and go stand in the office, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that doesn't have to be the way that things work. Mm-hmm. That the value of technology is that we can take a lot of these things that were previously challenging for pride, or that made people feel like they were less than, and make them feel modern. Mm-hmm. Because that's the great part about software, is that you can build a nice app or you can build a crappy app. It doesn't necessarily take more money to build a nice app. It's all pixels on a screen. And offering people those types of really convenient and modern experiences is a way that we can build more space into people's lives.
So the name Propel, was that the original name or a name that came later? And what motivates you to have sort of a different name for the company than the product, and to have those multiple names that you're managing? Is there a story there?
Yeah. I'm super curious for your answer to this for your
own
company,
right?
too,
I'm in the same boat. Yeah.
Parallel paths. Yeah. So we named the company Propel because we didn't know how many products we were going to build. I don't think we ever intended it to be like a studio or anything, but the idea was maybe we'll build multiple products for different use cases or different government programs or something else. And we recently, as of last year, renamed our app to Providers, because we started to realize that we wanted to be an app that helped people with more than just their EBT cards. That while we started off as sort of a GovTech play focused on EBT and the SNAP program, and talking to our users over the years, we realized that what we really wanted to be was a fintech company focused on the wallets and the financial health of low-income families. And for those families, the government is a major part of their financial life, but for no one is it the entirety of their financial life. That our users who receive government benefits also have checking accounts and prepaid cards. They have credit scores and credit cards. They have debt. They have all the different types of challenges that Americans do. And that by focusing on government programs, we were only ever going to see a slice of someone's life. And so we rebranded the app to providers, and we launched our debit card as a way to communicate to the people that we serve that it's not about EBT anymore. It's about what the point of the money is. And for a lot of our users, the vast majority of our users are parents. About 80% of our users have a child under the age of 18 at home. It's about providing for your family and maintaining a sense of pride. And so Providers was the name of the app because it came from how our users really see themselves as good providers for their children and for their family. And so, the way that we kind of sequence things now is Providers is the consumer-facing brand. It's the one that we do all of our marketing through. It is the brand that is known to anyone who uses the app. And Propel is the corporate brand that I think is going to kind of fade away a little bit into the background because it's not necessarily the name that our users or anyone else needs to know about, but that oftentimes we do corporate communications and talk about us as an employer or us as a government partner, and those come through the Propel voice.
Got it. So when you're alphabet sized or meta sized, then you'll already have that Propel corporate name ready to go, and you can still have Facebook as just a piece or Google as just a piece of your enterprise. But so you're future proofed for now.
Dress for the job you want,
right?
not for the job you have. Right?
Exactly.